Hey, G66 group, just wanted to share a word of encouragement here on Sunday, January 9th from Colossians 3:12. Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Bear with each other and forgive whatever grievances you may have against one another. Forgive as the Lord forgave you. And why am I sharing this passage? I have reviewed Colossians many times, and I'll go back maybe after weeks or months and review it again. And I omit scriptures, important ones. And I find that frustrating sometimes, but also kind of a challenge. So here's a couple of tips as you go back and review passages that maybe you haven't looked at in a while. Number one is if you find yourself skipping verses, then find keywords that might lead you. And I know Paul writes this way a lot, but find keywords that will lead you to the next verse. So, for example, the last word in verse 12, patience, kind of leads into bear with each other. So find keywords that might draw you to the next scripture. That's one tip that I've found very helpful, especially when I go back and review, and I find I'm still skipping scriptures, not just forgetting them, just skipping them and going right over the top of them. So that's number one. Number two is figure out and count the number of verses in the chapter you're trying to memorize. And if you're really struggling in sequence, go back as you recite those verses. Count, okay, that's verse 1, that's verse 2, and count and make sure as you see those verses, and you see them in your mind oftentimes, as you see those verses in your mind, count them off one at a time and make sure you've counted all the verses for that chapter. Anyway, that's just a little tip I've learned in trying to fill those holes of scripture memory. And whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Go back to it. There's repetition. Don't put it aside for 3 weeks. Keep it in front of you. Keep that passage, that goal in front of you, and you'll find you'll get that scripture into your spirit, and it really impacts your life. So I just want to encourage you with that. Have a great week, and God bless all of you. Take care.